Hey, how you doing? This is Cupp over here at Smart Debt Relief. Smart Debt Relief is a company that provides debt negotiation for our clients, where we go to the client's creditors and obtain settlements on their behalf where they pay less than what they currently owe based on a financial hardship. We've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of feedback, and one of the main things was, how can you do this on your own? So I wanted to create a video to explain how to do it on your own. If you need help, of course, feel free to reach out to us, but this will be like a blueprint for you where it'll give you the steps from A to Z on how to negotiate with your creditors on your own. The first question we're going to ask is, who is debt negotiation for? Because you want to make sure it's for you. Well, if you're in a situation where you're having a difficult time paying your credit card debts, you're behind on them, or maybe you're current on them, but you're in a situation where you don't have very much money left over at the end of the month and you're living paycheck to paycheck, well, debt negotiation is for you. The debt negotiation process has 4 different phases. Each phase goes through this process for each one of your credit cards. The first phase you have is the build-up phase. The second phase is going to be the negotiation phase. The third phase is going to be the payment phase. And the fourth phase is going to be the completion phase. Before we start with phase 1, there's a couple things that you do need to know when you're negotiating on your own debts. And that's number 1, who your creditors are. Number 2, how much you owe them. And number 3, you got to get their contact information. We usually do this by running a credit report for our private clients. Since we're doing this on your own, what we suggest is 2 different things. Number 1, you can either go to a free credit report site, such as annualcreditreport.com. I'll put that in the comments so you can have a link to it. Pull a TransUnion credit bureau, and you'll have all that information that you need to move forward with the negotiation process. Or the second way to do it is to actually obtain your current statements, which you probably get in the mail or via email, and that'll have all the information that you need to start the negotiation process also. The next thing you need to do is fill out a monthly budget. You need to see exactly what you can afford to pay towards these debts to make sure that debt negotiation is right for you. In this case scenario, we made a website for you at www.smartdebtrelief.com/budget. It'll be in the comments below. You can just click on it. You'll be able to input if you're a homeowner, what your mortgage payment would be, if you rent, what your rent would be, and all your monthly bills on a monthly basis. And it also gives you the opportunity of putting in your income so you can see exactly how much money you have left over at the end of the month to pay towards these debts. You're also going to need to write out a financial hardship. This financial hardship, like I said before, is defined in many different ways. What have you gone through to get to the point where you have a difficult time making your payments towards your creditors? Write it down on a piece of paper. This is the story that you're going to tell, and this is the information you're going to be telling your creditors once you actually get into phase 2, which is the negotiation phase. So now that you know who your creditors are, how much you owe them, what their contact information is, and what you can afford towards those debts on a monthly basis, let's get into phase 1, which is called the build-up phase. We suggest that you open up a brand new bank account that is only dedicated for the debt negotiation process. And on a monthly basis, what you're doing is you're putting a program payment or a monthly payment that was normally allotted for your minimum payments, now is going towards the debt negotiation process, into that account on a monthly basis until we grow enough funds to negotiate with the creditors, which is phase 2. The question that we receive the most is, how do we know how much money to put into that account on a monthly basis? Well, usually what we do is we take your total debt amount, we times that by 60%, and then we divide that by the term depending on how many credit cards you have and how much your debt is. For instance, if you have 1 creditor, you probably don't want to go longer than 12 months. If you have 2 creditors, no longer than 24 months. 3 creditors, no longer than 36 months. And if you have if you have more than 3 creditors, you can go up to 48 months. Let's give you an example of someone who has 5 creditors. So in this case scenario, we have someone who has 5 creditors. The first one we have is Bank of America for $13,152 with a minimum payment of $394.56. The second and third accounts are going to be Chase accounts, one for $9,748 with a minimum payment of $292.44. The third one is that additional Chase account for $6,955 with a payment of $139.10. Then you have she has a Best Buy for $2,599 with a payment of $77.97, and an Amazon card for $2,127 with a payment of $42.54. So that's going to be a total with those 5 accounts of $34,581. Her minimum payments towards that are $946.61. So taking that 60% rule we just talked about, in this example, 60% of her debt is $20,748.60. Since she has 5 creditors, we're going to take that and divide that by 48 months, which is 4 years. So her program deposit on a monthly basis, if she's doing this on her own, would be $432.26. So if you're looking at it from a savings on her minimum payments to the actual debt negotiation program and process, how it can actually free up money for you on a monthly basis, it would be a savings of almost $515. So now that you know what the program deposit is, in this case scenario, it's $432.26 over the next 48 months, do yourself a favor. Pick a day where you transfer that amount from your current checking or savings account into that new account that you made for the debt negotiation process. This will be the funds that you need to settle your accounts. While in phase 1 of the debt negotiation process, the creditors are going to be following up on their missed payments. Since the creditors are not getting paid on a monthly basis with their minimum payments, they're going to call and try to get you back into that minimum payment cycle. The reality is you do not have to talk to the creditors. If you do talk to the creditors, do yourself a favor, get a pen and paper, write down who you speak with, what time you did, and what date you did, and just kindly say to them, I'm in a financial hardship. I'll get back to you when I can afford to pay the debts. Thank you very much, and kindly hang up the phone. You do not need to talk to the creditors. Phase 1 lasts at least 90 days. You need to be at least 90 days behind on your credit card debts to go to phase 2 to negotiate with the creditors. You also want to have at least 25% of the balance ready to be paid if they decide to actually settle the account with you. So if we go back to the example that we were given before, where we have someone with 5 creditors, we talked about before with the Bank of America, the 2 Chases, the Best Buy, and the Amazon. So for this case scenario, we are going to be putting $432.26 on a monthly basis program deposit into that dedicated account. So if we were to fast forward to the 90 days, at that point, we're going to have about $1,300. We then can reach out to Amazon and Best Buy for the actual and move those accounts to the phase 2, which is the negotiation with the creditors. When we contact the creditors, we're going to ask for the debt settlement or the collections department. Those are the places that are going to give you the best negotiated settlements, and those are the places that have the authority and the authorization to do so. When we ask for them, we're going to ask, number 1, what their name is, what department they're in, of course, the date and the time, and then we're going to explain to them our financial hardship. So this is the time when you wrote down that financial hardship from earlier, to explain to them what's going on in your life, and then at that point explain to them that you're looking to obtain a settlement. Wait for them to actually say, okay, hey, we're going to give you 50% off or 25% off or 75% off. This is really based on your judgment at this point. Whatever you feel comfortable paying at this point, we like to see at least a 50% off settlement before we decide to negotiate, or before we decide to move to phase 3, which is paying the creditor. Again, this is going to be on you. It may take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 calls to get to the actual settlement you're looking for, but be persistent with it. Realize that this is the background work that a company like us does for you when you actually sign up with the process. But if you're doing this on your own, don't let it go. Be persistent. Get to that figure that you're looking for. And once you do, it goes to the next step, which is paying the actual creditor, which is phase 3. Before you pay anything towards a credit card company and you negotiate a settlement and you agree on a settlement, you're going to want to get that settlement in writing. This is imperative. You don't want to do all this work and then not be able to actually get the settlement done. Get that settlement in writing where it says that the account will be settled and it'll be paid, and you won't owe any more money whatsoever. Get that in writing before you send any funds from that dedicated account towards that creditor. So for this case scenario, let's talk about Amazon. Let's just say Amazon's like, okay, we'll make a settlement for $900 of that $2,127 balance. Well, you have $1,300 in that account. So if you'd agreed that Amazon, you want to pay off that account, get one of these accounts gone, get it in writing, and then negotiate that settlement, agree to that settlement. Like I said before, get it in writing and then send that $900 off to Amazon. They'll send you a letter saying that the account is now settled and that you don't owe any more on that account. Phase 4, completion. Congratulations, you just now settled one of your accounts. All you have to do is rinse and repeat. Every single account goes through the same process, which is that phase 1, building up the funds. Phase 2, negotiating with the creditor. Phase 3, paying the creditor, and then phase 4 is congratulating yourself knowing that you've actually paid off that debt.